Good morning, everyone. So this is going to be a prep video over lesson 1.1 of your STAAR prep. Please use these videos as a guide to kind of walk you through if you have any questions on things. So if you do have an issue, please attend these videos and work through with me. Today we're going to be doing lesson 1.1, starting with question 1. The question asks us here to find the sum or difference, state your answer in a simplified form. So based on your reading, you should have already done. You guys know terms are basically a grouping of either whole numbers, variables, or coefficients. So in this equation here, I see I have a variable with a coefficient and a whole number, and then another variable and a coefficient and another whole number. And it wants me to simplify my answer. So to do that, guys, we're going to be grouping like terms. So in the first part of our equation, that first polynomial, which is just a grouping of more than one term, I have that variable and coefficient, and I'm going to group it with the other variable and coefficient in my other polynomial. So I have a negative 3x here, and I have a positive 4x there. And then I'm just simply going to combine by adding negative 3x plus 4x. Well, what's negative 3 plus 4? 1x. And we can annotate that and write it down by either writing a single x or a 1x in front of it. Now, something that's going to be very useful, guys, on just taking your STAAR is contextual clues when you're working out a problem. I know this is correct, right? So I can go to my answer choices and immediately see that the first two have only 1x, but the others have a negative 12x and a 7x, immediately marking those out. So from there, I only have in my polynomials left my whole numbers. My whole numbers in the first polynomial are a positive 2, and the other whole number, negative 5. So I'm going to combine those like terms, and 2 minus 5, negative 3. If you have a hard time with negatives, use a number line, guys, as reference. It's a very useful tool. In this case, I've got positive 2, and I'm subtracting 5, so I'm going to go left 5, right? That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And I end up at negative 1, 2, negative 3. Now that I have simplified my terms, I simply list them out. 1x and negative 3. Meaning my X choice on the first problem is B. My second problem is almost a little bit easier because it's already done some of the hard work for us. It's already kind of grouped our terms here. This is called the the vertical method, because you list your polynomials up on one another based on their term. And so we're literally going to solve this like you would an addition problem, guys, that you do back in the day. Just going straight down. 4 minus 7, negative 3. Cool. Negative 7x plus 5x, negative 2. And bring down your variable, x. 2x plus 3x, well, 2 plus 3, 5. And bring the variable with it, x squared. Remember, guys, whenever you're adding or subtracting variables, the variable itself will stay the same. It'll stay constant through to your answer. It's only when we do multiplication or division that the exponent or the variable itself will change. We'll learn that in the next lesson. All right, so looking here, I have my completed simplification, and that seems to be answer choice B. I also want to just point out, guys, see if you had done the first part, right? See here, 4 minus 7, you get negative 3. There's only one answer choice that even has a negative 3. So right away, I know that's my answer. But it is always good to work the whole thing out just to check your work. All right, guys, now here we have one that is quite important to understand. It is, again, the vertical method. However, it is now a subtraction problem. This is important because of something you guys may have heard about called the law of distribution. Whenever you see a negative outside of a parentheses, immediately think about multiplication anytime you see parentheses. In this case, whenever there's a negative outside of a parentheses, everything inside of the parentheses to the right will change signs. That's because this negative symbol here is really a negative 1, and that negative 1 will multiply times everything in the parentheses to the right of it. So negative 1, and we're actually going to have to redraw our equation now, but let's do that. We had the original polynomial up top, 4x minus 1, but now I'm multiplying this polynomial by -1, and it's just going to flip the signs. -1 times -2x is a positive 2x. And then I have -1 times -6, oh sorry, positive 6, -6. And that's it. You see how the signs just changed? Instead of a -2, I have a positive 2, and instead of a positive 6, a -6. And now I combine terms. -1 minus 6 is -7. 4x plus 2x is 6x. And my answer? Right there. All right, now we're getting into a little bit more complex because we're moving away from the vertical method into the horizontal. Now, if you liked the vertical method that we just did, because it does kind of keep your terms grouped up, please use that method. I'm very big on, if you have a method that works and it gets you the right answer, use that method. So here we have polynomial of 2x squared plus 3x minus 1, and that is being subtracted. Sorry, what's being subtracted from it is 3x squared plus 2x plus 5. Now, again, anytime I see a minus sign, guys, next to a parentheses like this, I immediately think multiplication. Now remember, when it's a negative sign next to the polynomial here. Good morning, sir. Morning, Mr. Turner. Happy Valentine's. Happy Valentine's, sir. You do anything for Sam? Yeah, we are going to be